Hi, today we're going to be looking at the rubric for the lesson plan. And again, we're focusing on accomplished, or 3 points. So for the context, all descriptors are listed: lesson topic, subject areas, grade level, and time allocation. On which day of the unit are you planning to teach this lesson? So is it day 2 or day 6? This is very, very basic. If you don't get 3 points here, I'm going to be very confused. Now, performance objectives. This deals with the specific objectives that we have written in class. Pick one of your lessons that has an affective or psychomotor objective, because this needs to have at least 2 of the 3 domains. Make sure you clearly label which domain, and it covers 1 full day of the 10-unit plan. Make sure that it doesn't cover more than 1 day. You need to make sure that it's an exactly 1 day lesson. Have I said it should be a 1 day lesson? Good. Now, they're talking about grouping strategies. Remember that all great lessons are a combination of teacher-directed and student-centered learning. So, if the students are working individually, why? If they're working as a small group, why? Large group, why? Again, you need to just think about the rationale behind what you're doing and how you think it'll work out. Name the teaching strategy for each activity of the lesson. Label each as direct, indirect, or integrated. We'll be talking a little bit about integrated, even though it's a very vague phrase. Give a brief rationale for the choice of the method. So say why you're doing it. Specify at least 2 standards from ODE or Common Core. Now, the ODE standards, the easiest ones to use are the extended standards. Using the extended standards gives you the numbers and grade levels and all the fun stuff that makes them easy to follow. Under modifications for special needs, just refer back to your unit plan. You should already have 2 pretty good modifications or adjustments, things that you're going to do differently for students with special needs. Your advanced organizer, I call this an anticipatory set. So when I start referring to that in class, I'm really referring to the advanced organizer in the rubric. And this is something that gets the students thinking about the content that's coming. So it helps the students to shift gears from the whatever happened before class and allows them to start thinking about what's going to come in class. If you're doing a KWL during the lesson, the KW might serve as part of your advanced organizer. Oftentimes you're going to have something else in addition to a KWL, like a question or a comment. Section H, Activity 1 and Transition. So the student task is described with appropriate detail. Time allocated is listed. Task adequately reflects the method chosen in D above. So tasks are doing terms. And then the transition includes identification of one activity to the next. And the transition might even be, okay, we filled out our KWL. Next, we're going to learn something and then go on to that task, right? They don't have to be elaborate. In young learners, there is a plethora of transitions. A lot of the concepts in the young learners literature for transitions will also work for older learners. A lot of transitions also have to do with routine and teaching a routine. And then activity 2 and activity 3, again, exactly the same thing, graded the same way. Just make sure that your transitions make sense. And finally, closure is the way that a lesson draws to a close. How is the lesson finished? You know me, a lot of times I do the ticket out the door as closure. Assessment and materials, these are the things that You're talking about how are you going to know that the students learned during this lesson. And this is intrinsically connected to each of the 3 learning activities. So let's say my example, they're doing a KWL. The first learning activity is the K and the W. The second one is maybe a set of notes that the student took. And then the third activity is the filled out learned column on their KWL chart. Materials, always representative sources, and everything that you're going to be using, just let me know what it is. I know it's frustrating and repetitive, but it's part of being an educator. Well-organized materials presented for the presentation, so I need to know that you've thought about it, you've edited this, you've put your best foot forward, because you are being graded. This is just a fancy way of saying grammar counts. Okay? Formatting and all of that stuff is important. Make sure you've downloaded the right document and everything. If you can't get the formatting right, see me and I'll see if I can't help you get it straightened out. Alright. Looking forward to running through this in class on Monday. Have fun.